Does anyone have a question? So interesting. Somebody got in touch with me yesterday who I literally haven't seen in 50 years. And he used to live on the second floor of Rudy's house when I was living there. And sent me a picture of some of the people that were living on the second floor with Rudy and a few other people. And it invoked in me the most interesting response. I mean, it was one of the most important periods of my life. I was a young man, maybe 25, 27 years old, and I was trying to find something in myself that I knew that was buried beneath all the tension and anxiety and insecurity inside. And it was a major period of change for me, a time in my life where I was, I asked Rudy, I said, can I stay? Can I live in your house? And he had a grin on his face and he said, yes, of course. And I spent a year there, living there. It wasn't easy. I mean, to be around Rudy was to be around a fire of energy that was so powerful that, I would sit with him sometimes in his store, sometimes up in the second floor of his house, and I would get burnt to a cinder inside. It was so strong. And I knew I had to grow. I knew I had to grow. And I knew that this was a remarkable period of my life, and opportunities were being given to me by God to find a way to truly have a spiritual life. And one has to take advantage of those opportunities. You can never assume. I mean, you never know what's going to happen in 10 minutes. And that I can swear to. I've seen things happen, that to people and situations that were amazing, both good and bad, and, 10 minutes, entire lives were changed. And one has to take advantage of the miracle of what their life is in the now. And in the now, we are given so many clues, so many opportunities to get closer to God, pathways that open for us. And the whole secret is, do we take advantage of them? Or do we just blow them off like the people that used to walk into Rudy's gallery and my gallery years ago, just looking? And most people spend their entire life just looking. And they don't see what the universe puts directly in front of them. And that's one of the great things about doing inner work and developing a chakra system. You begin to recognize the sacredness of life and what it is teaching us every single day, every single moment. We are here to learn something from life. Life is a much better teacher than I will ever be. My job is to get all of you strong enough to be able to embrace life and to be able to see life moment to moment, the miracle that manifests every single moment of our lives. And that's what chakra development is all about. Person needs to have that fine edge inside themselves, that capacity to do it. And most people just spend their lives putting it off. They are sent gifts almost every day, and they just put it all. And that has to change. And part of the development of a chakra system is you begin to trust life. Good, the bad, the indifferent, the ugly, all the crap that goes on. It's just one of the things that they're to teach us what we need to do to, first of all, develop our humanity and allow a highly developed humanity connect us with God and enable us to attain a state of spiritual enlightenment. First step is our humanity. We need to learn how to live here with gratitude, compassion, with love, openness. Once that level of humanity is developed in a human being, enlightenment is a snap. I mean, there are all these energies in the cosmos that are looking for human beings to give knowledge and wisdom to. And they have a hard time finding people that are really open to receiving knowledge, not from their brain and their ego and their mind and all that polarity and conflict that goes on endlessly, but the ability to surrender all that and transform it into, a quiet mind, an open heart that can receive knowledge and wisdom from the universe. Real knowledge, real wisdom, that which enables us to see what's real, what's an illusion, how to make choices in life, and how to see the miracle of God that is put in front of us every single day. That comes as we develop a chakra system, as we learn to live with this need inside ourselves to consciously grow and have a spiritual life and not substitute it for anything else. I got this, I got a date, I got a this, a television program I got to watch, I got this, I got to do that. No, I have to sit down and work on myself. That makes everything else possible. That gives us clarity of vision and the ability to see what's real in life, what really helps us to grow in life. That allows us to see our partners, our marriages, the business we're in, the jobs we do with much greater clarity. What can this do to help me grow spiritually? Not, oh my God, what a pain in the ass. I got to be there every day. What can this do to help me grow spiritually? Therein lies a bit of wisdom. But how do you get that wisdom? You got to work on yourself. I mean, you can come a half hour late for the party. Nobody really gives a damn. And if they do, it's their problem. It's not your problem. You can make, the date, the this, the movie, there's always a reason not to do. There's one reason to do. It helps you develop the chakra system that will ultimately give you a spiritual life and ultimately make it possible to live here with internal quiet, with peace, with love in your heart. When people die, they say rest in peace. It shouldn't be. They should say LIP, live in peace. That's what they should say. People have to learn how to live in peace. First of all, with themselves, and then with all the insanity that goes on in this world. Instead of judging it and what can I learn from it? What can I learn from all that stuff that goes on to make me more of a human being? And then we begin to see life a little differently. It's no longer this intimidating presence. It's a teacher. Better teacher than me. As I tell you all the time, my job is just to help you get strong enough that you can embrace the magic, the sacredness of life, and let it be a teacher instead of an enemy, instead of something that you have to fight with every day. What can I learn from this about how I need to grow? I need to develop an inner strength and connection with higher energy in the universe. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask? I know I talk about this a lot, but it really is, it has to be talked about. It finally has to penetrate the consciousness of people. What the hell am I doing here? Why have I been born in this place? How can I manage the suffering, the pain, the difficulty, the tension? What can I do to transform that into love, into compassion, into joy? What can I do to get myself to a place where I don't know better than anybody else, and I can listen to other people and learn from that? I don't have to lecture people on the right way to live. I can listen to them. What do they have to teach me? Does anyone have a question? Okay, there are no questions. Thank you, all of you. God bless you all. Have a wonderful evening. And I say it all the time, but it really comes from my heart. It's just an amazing sense of gratitude to be able to sit this and do this with all of you. And I couldn't think of a better way to live my life, to be a vehicle for spiritual energy, God's energy. Everything I've been through over the last million years has come to this, and it was all worth it. It was all worth it. So God bless you all. Thank you. And there'll be a class tomorrow at 1 o'clock and also at 7:30. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stuart.
Thank you,
Thank
Stuart.
You.
Good night.